Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show. In case you were doubting it, don't worry. The next guest is going to prove to you how good this show is going to be, right? Joining us now, we're talking about Paige in the building. We're talking about a singer, a songwriter, and someone who's been a big contributor to the music industry since 1999. Now, let's get a sneak peek into what she's all about.
Daar is hoop wat nooit beskaam en pyn wat in die skadu skuil. Die wêreld skreeu as stories uit. Gee my ritme om deur die dag te kom.
Paige on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Luna, it's great to have you here.
Yeah,
thank you. Bright and early. You know, I love this because we heard you sound check this morning and you were singing in English, and then we hear the snippet and it's in Afrikaans, and you've recently released two albums, two completely different albums, an Afrikaans album and an English album. Why did you decide to focus on both instead of specializing in one?
Well, I think I like to keep myself entertained and not just do one thing. And we live in this multi-language country, so when I started writing, I wrote in English, although it's very evident that I'm an Afrikaans girl. But my musical influences were more in the sort of British and American musical styles at that time. And then later started singing in Afrikaans. And I haven't released something since a solo album in a very long time. And obviously during the pandemic, there was so much food for thought and stuff to write about. So after the pandemic, I looked and I realized I've got two albums in each language, and I thought, let's release it.
Can't hold this back. The people need this good stuff, and I think everybody's grateful for that. It's been received so well. And not only that, that has come from the, let's say, the lockdown and these beautiful creations that manifest through these challenging times, but also I believe you have a company called Illumina Productions. So very, very busy, showcasing a plethora of skill sets, but also keeping yourself very, very busy, I would imagine, in a production agency like this. Talk to me about what's going on here and why did you decide to take on another massive role on top of what you're already doing?
Well, if you look at what artists do, they have to diversify in this country and all over the world, really. So I realized that I've got an affinity for the niche market because I am perceived to be one as well, someone who makes music for smaller groups. So I wanted to create a platform for artists like me to get a bigger stage and to have the opportunity to collaborate with each other and share audiences. So I focused a lot of my attention on music theatre productions and things like that, where people get to collaborate and share bigger stages. Post-pandemic, clearly I had to re-look at it, as we couldn't do festivals, we couldn't do those things. So this year I'm taking a bit of what I call a company sabbatical. So I'm going to go do some research abroad.
Ooh, nice.
And I want to sort of refocus the business into the social impact through the arts sphere. So I'm going to go speak to people who are doing it really well in Europe and go and steal some ideas, get some tips, come back, and hopefully empower artists to gain access to funds, but also to plough back into their communities in a more meaningful way. That's sort of what I plan to do. So I'm going to refocus it a bit.
Luna's making moves, wow.
Luna's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
I love this because you're also a qualified social worker and you're a welfare program manager. Does that tie in with the work, or is that something more of a, it was like, I believe every artist kind of has their backup plan.
Yes, I mean, that was what I was told when I went to go study. You can sing, but just get a backup plan. And then, I went to go study psychology, and then we did practical in social work. You have your it was a sort of as bijgelaste vak, and then it just opened my world and my eyes to what the real South Africa looks like. I mean, I was quite sheltered, growing up mostly in apartheid years, and then seeing this whole new world. And then I changed from psychology to social work, which on a financial level probably wasn't the best of ideas for a backup plan, you know. And I always sort of saw it as separate things, my music, my social work, and even a fundraising job I did. And now as an older 40-year-old person, they're coming together and you see all these skills you acquired in life. Actually, they tie in like a very beautiful puzzle. And now I feel confident I can blend them. And that's what's happening now. It's very actually interesting.
And I think that's the most exciting part about it, is because we are honoured enough to see all these puzzle pieces that you've collected over the years beautifully coming together, and you get to showcase that right now. And Mzansi, let me tell you, you're going to be absolutely blown away. Luna's going to do exactly that. Entertainment coming at you from another level, and as you can hear, a heart full of gold. Her compassion and her commitment and awareness right now is something that I'm absolutely intrigued by, and I can't wait to hear your music. So thank you for sharing that with us and your journey. But the best is yet to come, Mzansi. Performances from Paige coming at you in just a bit, so brace yourselves for the good stuff.